Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 most important muscles for building that aesthetic physique, and I'm going to be starting off the list with your forearms. The forearms are probably the most underrated muscle simply because people just rate other muscles higher for some reason. I'm not really sure why. The forearms are super important, especially because they're always visible. When you're wearing a t-shirt, your forearms are fully visible while your arms might be half visible. So for that reason already, they should be more important than a lot of people think they are. But other than that, they also do a bunch of other things. First of all, if you have good definition in your forearms, it's very clear to see that you're lean. You can't really tell someone's lean by looking at like their neck or something. Sometimes you can see by their face, but your forearms are like a clear tell that you're lean. Like if you see this amount of definition, not even saying I'm the leanest in the world, but I'm pretty lean. If you see this amount of definition in someone's forearms, you're instantly thinking, okay, this guy probably goes to the gym. This guy is locked in, you know? And the forearms are really like the only muscle you can tell that in like a regular outfit. Obviously, if I'm wearing like something like this, you can see a bit more, but just a regular t-shirt, the forearms are a great way to tell. And other than that, they also just signal good grip strength. If you have very strong forearms, your grip is obviously going to be stronger, and that's a masculine feature. That's a aesthetic feature as well. It's the implication that you have good grip strength, that you're strong. The next muscle I want to talk about is the lats. The lats are the muscles that are right here around your armpits, and the reason why the lats are so important is because they contribute to something that is called the V-taper. If you're in the aesthetics community online, you probably know what the V-taper is, but let me just explain it for the people who don't know. So the V-taper is basically how wide your shoulders are compared to your waist. So obviously your lats are going to be a part of this equation. See, if I flare my lats out like this, my shoulder to waist ratio has just gone up. So say that I naturally grew my lats a little bit bigger, that would also mean that my shoulder to waist ratio would get bigger and would make my V-taper better. So that's pretty much the sole reason why. And to train this, basically you can just do lat pull downs, pull-ups, like close grip rows and etc., right? But just know that on your back days, if your goal is aesthetics, you should be prioritizing this by putting it first in your workouts, okay? So that's the one piece of advice I have for this muscle. Then next up, for a very similar reason, is the shoulders. Obviously, your shoulder to waist ratio, the shoulders are also going to be a big equation, or part of the equation, sorry. And particularly for this one, it's going to be the lateral delts. So the side of your shoulders, obviously, because again, it's about the width, not about the overall size. And to train this, you want to do lateral raises. I prefer doing it with a cable where I'm kind of leaning, but you can also just do dumbbell, whatever you like the most that you feel like you can progress consistently on. And yeah, train lateral raises, bro. They're so much more important than like shoulder presses, in my opinion, if your goal is aesthetics. Okay, next up, this is kind of cheating. It's a 2-for-1 deal. It's the bis and tris. Your biceps and triceps are obviously going to be super important for aesthetics. The reason why I put them even higher than some of the muscles earlier on the list is because these muscles are the most eye-catching, in my opinion, other than number 1, which you're going to be seeing, obviously. Everyone, if you're wearing a shirt like this, will instantly look at the arms. That's the muscle that people notice first over any other muscles if they're visible, obviously. Like if I just turn to the side real quick, if I just stand, instantly by looking at my arms, you can tell that I lift, and usually like the arms are just the place where the eyes go, and that's why they're so important. So the arms deserve the number 2 spot, but what is number 1? Some of you probably guessed it, but number 1 is the abs. So I've had abs pretty much my whole life, and I've gotten attention for it pretty much my whole life. This is the number 1 indicator that you have a low body fat percentage, and honestly, it's probably like the main reason to even get a low body fat percentage. I think the abs being defined is more important than the other muscles being defined, even though they obviously come as a consequence of each other, like they both come at the same time, obviously, but you get the point, right? Having defined abs is just kind of a flex and is even more eye-catching than having big arms, in my opinion. If I go on the beach, people always like, that's like the thing that make people go, oh shit, you work out. Oh shit, like you have a good physique. And for a good reason. Like it's just an aesthetic thing to look at. Like good abs, they're just nice to look at. Looking at my own abs in the mirror, I just like the sight of that. I'm just happy every time I see it. It's like a dopamine rush. That was it for this video. Hopefully you learned something.